Lucky 1113, run! It's unlucky day! It's good for luck! It's good for luck! Run!
Merry Christmas, filthy animal.
Yes, sleigh bells jingle and ring, jingle, jingling too. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride to
Good morning. I tried something different today. Very different. And I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how comfortable I am with it, at least. I left my camera here last night. I've been leaving my laptop here for a bit, you know, trying to vlog, trying to get my edit done before leaving and whatnot, what have you. But leaving the camera here was a new experience, especially like not knowing like what I was gonna do with myself if I woke up and didn't even want to come down here. Like, how does this work? How does having an office work? And how does tying myself to it and all that work? Anyways, it's Saturday. And I'm kind of back at it. I want to do some writing today. I also want to go meet some friends for a picnic, and I also want to keep this simple, but I also don't want to bore you. Not that you could ever think of me as boring, I mean, to be honest. But we'll go for a ride here, like along the river or something in a minute, and just get some nice outdoorsy footage of Paris. But one of the things that I'm running into right now is a deeper level of reflection that's not entirely pleasant while writing this book. And that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but what's interesting about it is that I have so much junk in my eyes apparently, like eyelash central. Oh yeah. How do I put this? Over the last, I don't know, a lot of my adult life, to be honest. Ever since, I did have a lot of fun in college, but I started losing a sense of myself. And I think that's partially because, you know, as you get older, you start actively defining who you are as a person, thinking through like who you could be, where you want to go, what you want to do with your life. Basically, so much of my life has been lived with the idea that I would get to where I wanted to go down the line. I have known, and the vlog, I've talked about how the vlog in particular is a manifestation of this in that it kind of kills any chance for a social life, at least a regular social life, or at least anything that resembles a normal social life. And that's something that I've always known would be the case. I always knew that like in my 20s and possibly into my 30s, I would make sacrifices of the short term for the long term. But what's interesting about it is that in doing so, I also didn't figure out a number of things about myself that now I'm trying to figure out in my early 30s that I feel like I should already know. We can continue this on the road because I know that I don't want you to get tired of seeing my office that quickly.
together with you. I'll take time on snow is falling and friends are calling you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. I'll take time.
There are a couple of arenas that I think I have, let slide or maybe never really fully figured out along the way. And the first one that comes to mind and that keeps coming back around for me is like, I don't really know what I like to do for fun. I used to, do a variety of different things. Like I played video games some and, go out with friends. I like to dance. There are a lot of things that I enjoy doing, but what gets me really excited, and I mean in a lot of ways, what gets me really excited is some of the stuff that we've been talking about, which is, building an apparatus from which I can really develop my storytelling and my writing and, building a team, lots of really cool stuff, but that's all work. And there's nothing wrong with work being what gets you excited. Like I hope that the things that I do with my life and the way that I spend my time and the ways that I make my money are things that get me really excited and that I'm really passionate about and that I, can't wait to dive deeper into. But at the same time, like I gotta have something to do to relax too, right? And to have a good time, right?
Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy and cozy, are we? Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Either somebody went fishing or these bikes were previously owned by zombies. Either way, that's gross. Anyhow, I know that might sound weird, like what do you do for fun? But I feel like a lot of things that I did that were a lot of fun as a kid just don't capture me or inspire me the way that, you would hope that some of them at least would as an adult. Like I started playing Final Fantasy VII a while back because I was like, it'd be really fun to replay this. And, well, it's definitely still fun and it's still a classic game. Like, it's not quite the same. Maybe that's because the novelty's worn off because I've already played it before. Maybe that's because you know, storytelling in video games has simply gotten better over time. Who knows what it is, but it doesn't quite capture me the same way it used to. Same with everything else. I mean, like, when it comes to video games, I was enjoying it when I was streaming. That was a lot of fun, even if it was kind of exhausting. But again, it kind of had that element of work and performance involved in it that really got me going. And maybe that's what it comes down to. Maybe I just have fun by working and performing. Nothing wrong with that, but doesn't seem to be necessarily the best. I don't know that it's not, but I want to figure this out.
Just sleigh bells jingling, ring ting-a-ting-a-ling too. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
Another part of it is like socializing. So one of the things that I really love spending quality time with friends and family, and I mean genuinely just sitting down and having meaningful conversations. It's probably one of the things that I enjoy most in life. But like socializing and making new friends, I'm not really sure how to do that the best. Like, I'm not that great at small talk anymore, and it's a skill that I know I can recuperate. Like, I would really like to get back to being able to, you know, be a good conversationalist, but I think you also realize that like the opportunities for that are fewer and farther between than you used to take for granted. Maybe it's because there are a lot of things that I used to like talking about that just aren't that interesting to me anymore. Maybe part of it is that I've just become increasingly boring. I might be just a generally boorish person at this point in my life. I hope that's not true, but it's possible. This ends up playing a role in, you know, just general relationships, but also romantically, like meeting somebody at a bar or out and about or whatever. I'm not gonna say that on the one hand, I don't give it quite the same level of effort that I used to, because who has the time or the energy for dating when you're vlogging every day? But both in making friends and in having, like, you know, romantic pursuits along the way. Part of it is that I've really poured myself into making the best effort at creating a life for myself as possible, and I've sacrificed. And, you know, some energy that went into friendships, a lot of energy that went into dating, and part of it is that, I don't know, do any of us really know what we're doing? It's a great example. I thought I wanted to come down here, you know, along the river, because I thought it would be fun. So many people. I can't go fast. I want to go fast. Now I'm just like dodging grandmas and small dogs. I'm going to take the next ramp up. Part of this, I realize, is the struggle with figuring out how to make friends as adults, because when you're younger, you know, when you've got school, whether that's college, you know, university, or middle school, elementary school, you're getting shoved into a group of your peers where you've got fairly similar life experience up to that point. Maybe there's some differences, but you have a lot of common ground and a lot of shared frameworks within which you can, you know, have just general discussions. Jump out of school a few years, get some work experience, travel around the world a little bit, you know, live in a few different countries, maybe start and fail a couple of businesses, and your experience varies, and your framework varies, and your politics start to change, and your personality changes, what you want from life is different. You know, you really start to weed out a lot of common ground. And it makes it increasingly challenging to find people that are of a similar mindset, which there's no problem with that. It's not like that's a bad thing. It just, you know, makes the whole friendship game naturally more challenging. And I guess what ties into the whole fun thing is wanting to figure out how I'm going to relax. Like, how am I actually gonna like turn off and allow myself to just be, you know, zen out a little bit? Because I've tied so much of my identity to production, to working, to my work ethic. I tend to value myself based on how hard I'm working and what that's producing, and especially now that I'm finding some level of success, that has a really positive feedback loop on the whole, you know, like, oh, well, all of this hard work isn't for nothing, I must not be for nothing. It's starting to mean something, and then it makes it a lot harder to slow down and, you know, actually stop working, because it's going somewhere. Like, for once in my life, I'm getting validated by my work, which is where my identity lies, and oh my God, what a cycle that turns into. So finding a way to pump the brakes on that, especially in the midst of, you know, things starting to go okay, that's a challenge too. Had to stop in for the Vlad special. I didn't mean to, just was swinging by and was like, oh, might as well check and see if they've got cold brew. They don't have cold brew. This is better with cold brew, but if you go to the Peloton and you want something cold and tingly, ask Vlad for the Vlad special, or whoever's working. I think they'll hook you up. Vlad will know what you're talking about. I don't know if anybody else will, but we'll work on that. We'll get Vlad's drink on the menu. In the meantime, all of this, like what I'm talking about, is basically me checking in with myself for the future. Because these are things that I want to work on. These are ways that I want to improve and ways that I'm hoping that as I change my lifestyle, I'll be more able, you know, to make some positive movement in my life. So yeah, that's just kind of me checking in on myself. I've been thinking about this for a long time. None of it's particularly new. It's not like it's, you know, a fresh realization that, oh my gosh, I don't know how to have fun. I haven't known for a long time, and that's why I've been experimenting with different things, you know, to just try and see, what do I really enjoy? And I'm gonna keep doing that. But I also really enjoy what I'm doing for work. I love writing, I love making videos, I love wandering around, exploring the city, taking photos, sharing all of it. Like, it's just, I'm in a really, really, really good place where I've worked so hard at doing a lot of jobs that I didn't like to pay the bills in order that I could continue to refine my skills and grow all of this and turn it into something that actually exists. I'm so lucky. I am so fortunate. So there's a lot of really good stuff going on. This is not a series of complaints. It's more just a confession of confusion. Like, I really just don't know what I'm doing in a lot of arenas in life. And it's okay. Most of us really don't know what we're doing, I think, you know, in a lot of arenas at least. So cheers to that. I will continue to try and flub my way through. See if I can't figure out a couple things along the way, and I'll share with you, of course, what I learn as I go. In the meantime, I'm gonna slap this thing together, put it on the YouTubes, and I'm gonna go to a park for a little picnic and enjoy some of that friend time that I was talking about. I think that would be really great. I hope you're having a wonderful day, wherever it is you are, that your weekend is going great. Assuming that you're watching this on Sunday. If you're watching this whenever in the future, I hope whatever weekend you had recently was a good one, and whatever one is coming up next is gonna be even better. And I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning for whatever my weekend holds on a Sunday in Paris. Life's pretty stinking good. See you for that.